Oh, shh. It's about to start.
Forget the nachos. Forget this theater. I'm quitting. I'm starting my own company with Elena and Paige. We're going to be starting the Mario Weed Media Incorporation.
Hey, bro, you gonna finish that popcorn?
Yeah, you can have
Better?
You can
You
have
mind,
it.
you mind if I have some?
You can have it, I guess. I have nothing left. Rosa left my podcast.
Yeah, that sucks. Thanks for the popcorn.
I'm back. Nachos. So apparently Miyamoto was threatening to DMCA us for
Wait,
if we do any more Mario smoking weed images.
Wait, hold on. I need to read this image.
Alien wrenches gerbil feeders toilet. Oh.
my
Oh.
God. Okay.
Alan. I said alien wrenches. Did I say that?
This is our most like just all over the place start.
No,
ever.
it's not. You know that's not true.
Well, we Rosa left, and then we immediately just started talking about. We didn't even like say who we are. Like we started like we're
That
already.
has happened before. We've had
We know who
episodes where
we
we don't
are.
even
I
say
am-
where we are.
Hi, I'm Rosa, and I'm the inventor of like ripping a bong.
Hype train?
So as you can see, no one put on the patent for that. So I did, and now I'm making $2 each time someone ripped a bong. Though I am being sued by Miyamoto for rolling Paper Mario into a blood. So we'll see where that money's gonna go.
Okay. I'm Ryan. This is our podcast. Ready to start the podcast. Who knows?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Who knows what happens? Who knows? You know, we've been sleeping in this movie theater. Nothing's been playing. You know, we just kind of stare at the blank screen. Did I lose connection? Oh, geez, that's embarrassing.
There's like this
I got
weird
the
logo
horses
in the back.
I got the horses in the back. I got the horses in the back.
I think
wait.
maybe Seep and our guest should introduce themselves before we go on nonsense.
I'm
yeah.
not introducing myself.
Introduce yourself. Come on.
Introduce yourself, Linda Cardellini.
Do the clown thing. Do the clown thing. See, I told you
Hey!
it's not. I told
What?
you it's not as funny the second time.
What's going on?
Just stop the podcast.
I'm
We've
on my
ruined it
little
all.
unicycle. There's a- Whoa!
All right, the fucking clown in the room is Seep. Who's our guest? Who are you?
Yeah.
It's me, Zuma. I'm the origami killer. This is my punishment. I woke up in here. Kind of smells, but at least I got this popcorn.
Wait, Rosa. Rosa, what did you do?
What?
You didn't tell me that's how you got our guest.
Yeah.
Jeez, Louise. Okay. Don't. It's okay. Don't worry.
What? The
I'll
origami
try
killers
not to.
in the room?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There are people mysteriously missing in this theater.
You know how many podcasts just take a few episodes to learn the voices and names of each host? You all are making that actively as hard as possible.
Oh god. Okay, does it? Who? Everyone, can we get a vote in the chat? Who was making the clown noises?
Yeah, who's getting fired today?
Oh jeez. I'm so out of it. I had some like linguine, clam scallop linguine, and I watched King of the Hill. It was like
Which one?
30 minutes ago. Well, you spoiled it. You spoiled the.
You're still
Well, no,
recovering from it?
What's going on? What's happening? I just
Oh.
realized that like we are projecting ourselves to a live audience. Nintendo's DMCA lawyers. No,
Mention them, they're after me.
what's going on, guys? So there's been a rumor that a new Nintendo Switch is in production, a new model. It's slated for early 2021. So guys, what do we think of this?
I think they should make a Nintendo Switch that makes Mario real, and he comes into my house and has adventures with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right.
I've been
Is that all
advised
you have to say?
by my lawyers that I should not mention Mr. Mustache Red Hat, but I can talk about Dr. Mario all I want. So they should make like a Switch Dr. Mario mod.
Mod?
Yeah,
What?
yes, that's right. Replace everything with Dr. Mario.
What? In what?
Hey, Rosa, can I ask, like, when you're
Yeah.
not around, like me or C, do you still make these Dr. Mario jokes? Is this like a constant?
Zuma.
Yeah, yeah, she does.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Just her name and one of the chats I'm in.
You
Hey, humor. Hey, humor.
Hello.
No, Clarence, that's not Sumo, it's Zumo.
can't just
Yeah, Clarence. Shoot. Oh, that
That
completely
I-
fell flat. Oh, man.
No. I actually remember like losing my shit over that show because like when I first watched it, I wasn't sure if they were saying like sumo or zumo, and it was
Yeah.
making me kind of freak out because like that was my thing. That was my thing. That's my name.
Would you kill a kid for that name?
Yes. I
You're
do it
the
for
origami-
anything.
You're the origami killer. That's what happened to Zumo. That's how Clarence got canceled. We found
Exactly.
him. We found the person out there. Get him.
What?
No, get off me.
What podcast am I on?
Oh, you're in ready to start the podcast. Look around this. The
Yeah,
theaters.
look
the cast.
behind you. It's right there.
What's
Yeah.
that?
The logos.
Is that Arlo, get out of here. Go, yo.
Oh,
That was a terrible fucking bit. Holy shit.
wait, Arlo? Oh no.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Like every time I do this podcast, like my room fills with CO2, and it slowly like rises up like a meter.
Is Arlo holding a knife?
Arlo's not in here. Don't listen to them. They're lying.
Oh, okay, then I guess the Ready to Start podcast horror movie is not happening today.
Why are there trains in chat? What's happening?
Trains?
Well, maybe we should hop on the train to our first discussion topic. Hold on, choo choo.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well,
We finally started the podcast.
I
We
Continue.
did it.
I guess like the first like quote unquote news topic in the world of cartoon animation fun time. They announced in quotes, this isn't started production yet, that they're gonna make I know this is what everyone always wanted. They're gonna make a gritty adult reboot of the Powerpuff Girls in live action.
Live action.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I've been seeing like a surge of people talking about live actions again recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, go
so,
on.
so the like plot of this version of Dark Grim Powerpuff Girls is apparently the girls are angry and like tired and depressed because because they lost their childhood to like saving the day, even though in the original show the girls seemed to always love it and have fun, and their dad loved them and made sure they had curfews. I don't know. It's a weird idea. Oh, go on.
I wish it just like stopped at like they were tired and angry.
they were just kind of tired and angry.
Like that was the plot.
I-
Or rather like the synopsis. And they just like went from there.
I don't know. I feel like this is really full. I kind of feel like the idea of like Powerpuff Girls, but like depressing and sad is like, well, do I really? I don't know. I brought this up. Everything sucks so much shit right now in the world. Do I really want to see like beloved cartoon characters, the Powerpuff Girls, just like incredibly depressed?
Like,
Alright.
I mean, obviously, since they were making it,
Yes.
this is what you always want. This is what we all wanted.
I mentioned I'm kind of, I think a lot of people, including me, are burnt out on like superhero property, except now it's dark and evil and fucked up and depressing and
Well, you say that now, but wait till the Snyder Cut drops, baby! HBO Max, a 4-part series, the Snyder Cut, hashtag Justice League, all Snyder's original vision come to fruition.
what did you say it like
we were
that?
all waiting for.
I also feel like just Powerpuff Girls in particular, it literally just got a reboot. I don't know. If this was like 10 years from now, they're like, okay, now we'll do another one. It'd be different.
Okay. I didn't watch like a second of the reboot at all. Was it like it didn't even like at any point get good?
No.
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 It was just like playing it too safe. Like-
Yeah.
It feels like old to shit on that reboot, but I don't know what it wanted to be honest.
It's just played too safe. It's sort of like it didn't know what it wanted to be.
And you know, that's
Yeah,
one thing about this new one is it could be like at least like have a vision to it.
No,
It's a really weird idea. And it's something I'm like it's like morbid curiosity sort of
Yeah.
thing. It's
Yeah,
like how could this possibly turn out?
I said this earlier too. On Twitter. I'm glad it's not gonna just be the same thing again, because that was the problem with the other reboot. It just was trying to be the same thing except not. I'm glad this is different, but at the same time, I don't think the concept of superhero, like light superhero thing, except now it's dark and gritty, is like that new of a concept. And to me, the idea I had is if you wanted to make a new Powerpuff Girls thing and make it different, is now that Rise of the TMNT is over, I think now would be a good time to like make a Powerpuff Girls show that's like more, I guess, flashy and action oriented.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be neat.
So shout out to new baby child Gup Lord. Happy birthday, Gup Lord. Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
happy birthday, Glope Lord.
I'm trying to imagine what it would look like. Like,
It's live action, isn't it? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the new one's
It's
coming.
gonna probably look like CW Supergirl.
I guess all the images of it in my brain look terrible, like terrible music videos, and they're like wearing cheap Halloween costumes, and they're in like a blue city, like it's like dark lit, and there's fog. It's like, oh, let's go, girls. It's like
You specifically said like Ryan. You specifically said like the plot of it was that they're tired and angry because like they quote unquote wasted their childhood saving like doing superhero stuff.
Mm.
Is that implying that like they're older now?
Yeah, no, they're in their like 20s in this reboot.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, I also just, I mean, I assume this will be a different continuity from the original show, but in the original show, most of the time the girls seemed into like fighting. I can't think of a ton of episodes like, oh no, we have to fight Mojo, Jojo, I hate being a superhero. It was more of anything like the professor was like upset about it instead of the girls.
They were having a ball beating up his ass.
Yeah, it was more like usually when like somebody was like worried about them being heroes, it was usually someone else instead of the girls.
Yeah, I think, and also the fact that like it's not that concept's sort of been done before in that one parody, and like, you know, it's sort of like something you would make a joke about, but it's now a legitimate thing. It's sort of like, you know, overdone.
I also
Yeah.
I had something else. What was it? God, what did I want? It's so like with Steven Universe Future, which kind of does a similar concept, like time skip, and he's like realizing he's depressed about his past. Like in Steven Universe itself, like the show, like the first like original series, you can see at many points Steven is like distressed and like upset about a lot of fights, but the Powerpuff Girls never did. So like the evolution of Steven Universe Future, where he was like having trauma and being upset about it, makes sense. But I don't know. I just no idea.
I think it's sort of like the Powerful Girls are like three little Supermans, you know, or like as powerful like Superman. It's sort of like they're sort of like nearly indestructible little character, and like they could just handle anything. While like Steven's also like just how you say portable, you know.
Yeah, no, like I guess you were trying to say Steven showed a lot of weakness in the original show. Like there's a lot of moments.
Yeah,
where
he was a
Steven...
weak little baby boy.
Yeah,
Terrible little.
it's sort of like difference in like
Loser.
scale of bio.
No.
Where?
Yeah, I agree with Hannah saying sometimes recontextualizing stuff you're not supposed to take seriously to be Grim of the Sun. I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know. I feel like kind of removes the joke of Powerpuff Girls too a bit. Like that now it's taking like it super seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess also the other big talking point about this is just make new things.
Yeah. Powerpuff Girls had like 2 reboots already. This is gonna be its 3rd.
I feel like with like the news of like the Ren and Stimpy thing from last week, I feel like a lot of us like into animation and stuff are just burnt out on this shit, and we all just like, okay, well, move on. Come on.
Yeah. Especially when it's stuff that's like that already had its time and made a big impact.
Because Craig
on
McCracken
culture.
specifically also said he was done with he got what he wanted out of the show, and there didn't really need to be anymore. Is pretty much what he said, and I don't know.
Right.
I
That
mean,
had
like,
ton- that had
the
a
Ren
ton
and
of
Stimpy thing.
What was that, Sumo?
Yeah.
Can you fill me in on this Ren and Stimpy thing? Because this is news to me.
They're making another Ren and Stimpy like adult reboot,
Oh.
and it's like you know,
Party 2.
fucking shitface John K's not gonna be part of it, but it's still just kind of like, well, no matter if he's part of it or not, you're like by all means like honoring his legacy still, which is like, okay, well, make something else.
Especially when like a lot of people got ghosted during 2 months in the industry, you know. Yeah.
Hey, how about that new Nintendo Switch model?
One thing, if there was going to be a reboot of anything, there should be a reboot of Ed and Eddie. But it's also like the joke of it is like for some reason they're in like a Cowboy Bebop / Space Danny scenario.
Okay, yeah, you were DMing me about this last night. What is the joke of like Cowboy Bebop, Ed and Eddie?
It's sort of like you know how like the difference between the Cowboy Bebop gang and like the Lupin game. It's like the Lupin games are successful, but they don't really care to keep the fortune. While the Bebop game are like always are trying to get like the big pay, but always fail at it.
Yeah.
So like that concept sort of works with Ed and Eddie because like they're
Oh
trying
my
to do the
God.
same thing. The same thing. Like, and that'd be the joke if for some reason they're in space.
Radical Edward is an Ed. God, there already is an Ed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, yeah, just like it's a joke. It's a reboot in space with like the feel of Cowboy Bebop because they sort of have like that similar plight.
Now here's the question: are the Eds gonna have like like really smart and intelligent like philosophically like conversations about each other like while driving around, and then they just go like, oh, go on.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think I can handle seeing Ed like go off on like his philosophies in a very sophisticated way. I mean, he's done it before, but like that was only kind of when like I think he had that boomerang.
Yeah, I guess it could be just I think it's just play this straight just for the joke that it could work. I feel like it can work if you knew what's up.
Here's what should happen. I think like Eddie and like Double D are like having like an in-depth conversation about like what it means to be alive, and it's like really deep and like inspiring. And then they like in the middle of the conversation they're like, "Wait, Double D, look, it's the Jawbreaker planet!" And the conversation just ends there.
We gotta go there, man. We gotta go to the Jawbreaker planet.
Oh, Eddie. Oh,
There's no time for that. We have to finish our discussion.
we have to finish our podcast, Eddie.
Are they doing a
No,
podcast?
man. I want to go to the Jawbreaker planet.
Are they doing a podcast too?
Yeah, like I don't know. They're doing a space cast. They go to different planets and they.
That's just what happens in Midnight Gospel. All right, Eddie.
Another thing I want to note too is that like with this idea in mind, how is this even going to be like what would the art direction be? Would it just be like typical Ed and Eddie? Is it going to have like a very polished look like Cowboy Bebop?
All right, hear me
I
out.
feel like-
Hear me out on this first. I want to pitch. I have a really good concept. Ed and Eddie look and animate the exact same as the original show, but the backgrounds and every other character look like Cowboy Bebop.
But okay, they look the same, but like but their coloring is sort of similar to like Cowboy Bebop. It's just like it could work, you know?
I would really. I mean, if anything, I would really love to see this.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh, someone said they didn't have the fusion fall art style.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started on the fusion fall. Oh my god.
Anyway.
I guess like I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about like reboot culture a lot because I feel like we're getting more and more reboots every day. And I don't know. I've kind of reached a point where it's like I can't get excited about like any reboot they announce anymore at all. There's so many of them. I don't know. Even stuff like I don't know, like Clone High probably needed a few more episodes. I respect they wanted to reboot it, but it's like there's so everything ever is getting rebooted, and it's like some of my favorite things in recent times have been like, new stuff. Like I really liked watching The Owl House and like Midnight Gospel and stuff. And it's like I enjoy seeing old stuff I like again, but like I don't know. I think I prefer it more when they do like those Rocco style specials, where it's like just a one-off thing.
Yeah. One-off things, and like if they need anything that has like an unfinished story. I like Clone High no reboot, but just like finish a story.
DuckTales is pretty good though.
Well,
DuckTales.
I forget that show is a reboot sometimes because it's so much of its own thing.
Yeah, I consider DuckTales the new one. Yeah, I kind of consider stuff like DuckTales and TMNT like in a different category because those are like old legacy series that like I think when something's like 80 years old or like really old, not 80, like really old, like 50, 60-ish olds, I think it's okay to like get a new take on it. It's like when something's only like 20 or 30 years old, I get a little more like, well, do we really need to reboot this now?
Like again, like most of the old cartoons, it has been like Powerpuff Girls wasn't that too long ago, and you could just like is easily re-aired like the older episode because there's so good abundant amount of them.
Yeah, just put them on your HBO Max commercials. You say like,
welcome to a new world where Powerpuff Girls, a Scooby-Doo meets a land named Ooh.
Yeah.
It kind of be like, I like regular show, but if they like announce like a regular show revival like in the next 10 years, just be like, okay, do we really need another regular show like right now?
We already have another regular show.
Yeah.
No, that's different.
It's different, but it sort of has the same spirit, but like still a little different with its own identity.
Yeah, it's not the same thing, but it's like it fills that. It kind of feels like a similar niche, but it's still like fans of regular show can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Inspired by the events that have occurred in regular show. So yeah. Thanks for coming to our podcast,
We're
everyone.
not done! They're only 30 minutes. No, I just wanted
But
to ask.
I guess if anything, if they're gonna bring back like GoPro again, I think they should just come back as like shorts,
Yeah, no, like I agree. If you're gonna reboot things that aren't too old, it's either best to be like shorts or like a one-off special.
Shitty short
Yeah, because like again, like you can only go so far with like Eddie, Cowboy Bebop.
I don't know, Rosa. That sounds like a movie cinematic universe tier idea. At the end of the Ed and Eddie movie, like I don't know, what's another Cartoon Network show? Like Billy and Mandy will come out of the spaceship. Adrian.
Next thing we know, we're gonna see my gym partner's a monkey.
Oh, of course.
My life partner's a monkey.
Oh my god, we discussed that, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to My Gym Partners, a podcast. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It just ended. It just ended like a week ago.
I know. Rest in peace.
No, Hannah's talking about this. She says the worst reboot ever.
Everyone, shush.
It's
Hannah's talking.
It's the Neon Genesis Evangelion reboot, which I think Hannah showed me like the first of it, and then we didn't watch anymore.
That show have a reboot?
Yeah, they did like it's not a show. It's like movie reboots. They do like the show in like separate movies. I think they're like on 3 now.
Now?
Yeah, they're still going. They haven't finished the reboots yet. I'm pretty sure.
What?
They're
When
on
did
the
that
4th.
happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
like that series feels like it's very, how do you say, one thing.
One note.
One
Something
Piece.
like yeah.
Yo, yo.
Like, more news. Phineas and Ferb. I've just thought of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, I guess
Coming out this week.
It comes out in like 3 days now.
Yeah.
I think I've talked. This kind of ties into like the reboot thing, kind of about like the Phineas and Ferb like thing is making a big
Yeah.
deal about like they made a whole song just for a commercial about like we're back and like whoa, isn't it cool we're back? But like Phineas and Ferb has only been gone for 5 years, and then there was a special after the show ended, and then Doofenshmirtz was like in Milo Murphy's Law as a recurring character. It barely
She
feels
said
like
this earlier. Listen, nobody watched My Little Murphy's Law. She can't cope with this. A lot of people didn't even watch like the last episode of Phineas and Ferb. It's something
Like,
from
I-
like their childhood at this point.
I had no idea about that Murphy's Law show until Rosa brought it up to me when we were talking about Phineas and Ferb once, and it was hard for me to believe that Doofenshmirtz was in there for a second, but then he was, but
Yeah.
still.
no, he's not
I had
just
no
he's not
idea
he's
about
just
that
not in
show.
it for a few seconds. He's like a main character in that show in the second season.
Yeah, yeah.
I get what you're like saying, Seep, and you're right, but I just think it's a little weird from like the perspective like it really hasn't been gone that long.
I don't know. I mean, when you think of when it like started, that was a long time ago now.
That was when the
And-
second High School Musical came out, and I know that because when they premiered the second High School Musical, they aired a preview of the Phineas and Ferb first episode. Ashley Tisdale was like, "Check this out."
All right.
The genius brain plays. You don't need a reboot if you just never end. Hashtag The Simpsons. Hashtag Baby Maggie.
Baby Maggie is a turkey.
You know, actually, I've been thinking about Maggie dynamic with like her siblings, and it's like pretty non-existent, huh?
Yeah, she doesn't even talk to them really.
Maggie.
the heck? She's so rude.
Maggie's a weird character for The Simpsons because it's a very like character-based show. Maggie's just a baby, so like a lot of especially like so I rewatched like through like classic seasons decently recently. Maggie rarely ever. The only like thing I can remember Maggie doing is the episode where like Marge is like in a play. I remember there was a subplot about Maggie in daycare in that one, and then there's the Do It For Her episode. And that's like all I can remember Maggie ever doing.
What do you want her to do?
I don't know. I want Maggie to take her
point
pacifier
is-
off and like be like, let's talk about Democrats
feel like-
versus Republicans.
Okay, I was
I feel like
just about to bring that up. Like, didn't some shit like that happen where she just takes out the pacifier, just starts like going on a speech?
I think that does happen. Yeah.
also like I want to point out that Del Pickle probably has more character development than Maggie.
No.
Take
No.
out-
No. No. Dill
Take
Pickle.
How is that in any way true, Rosa? Come on.
I say I feel like
What did
I feel like-
What did that shit baby do? What did that?
almost get murdered.
What did that stinky shit baby do besides like I'm a pretty guy, I'm Dill Pickle?
I feel like
all
Dill has
grown
more dialogue than Maggie.
That is true. And all grown up.
Okay, that
No,
is
people don't
good-
know.
Good God!
that doesn't
I,
count.
I, I was I was thinking about this recently. How like Rugrats went on for so long, and it's kind of interesting how I never hear anything at all about like a lot of its later stuff. Like I don't even really hear people say like, "Oh, this show really fell apart," kind of stuff. Like
well, I want
just-
to debate that Rugrats got bad in like an uninteresting way, it just kind of became boring, whereas SpongeBob got bad in like a more interesting way, like it was doing weird things a lot.
right, it's more easy to sensationalize how like the deterioration of like Fairly Odd Parents and stuff. But like with Rugrats, it just kind of becomes like a really inoffensive baby show.
Yeah,
Like-
because like they're babies. What can they do? What wild thing can they do?
Well, the thing about like earlier Rugrats is like the best characters in earlier Rugrats was usually like the older characters. Honestly, I think
Yeah.
I think the show knew that.
Remember when Stu Pickle got like hit on the head with like some robotic bird he made, and he thought he was a baby, and he was somehow able to communicate with the babies?
Was that in the movie?
No, that was in the show.
Oh.
He somehow gained the ability to communicate with the babies because he thought he was a baby.
Dude, I think I'm a baby. Dude.
Was there any other news this week besides like is Phineas and Ferb and like Powerpuff Girls? Was there any other thing? I feel like
That's the Nintendo rumors. I've been
That's-
bringing that up
That's
constantly.
just a rumor. I don't know.
Game rumor.
Rumor?
There's a rumor that there's gonna be like an enhanced Switch console like that can run better.
I mean, we could like speculate. Game Explain does discussions,
If you
speculating
okay.
on rumors.
if there was a new Switch model, what would you want from like it? I guess.
All right, yeah, let's go around and ask these Nintendo fans what
I don't even like
Uh,
want like an upgraded system. I just kind of want like UI improvements. Pretty much. I'm fine with like our functional internet. Yeah, that's probably yeah, functional internet.
what would you want from the UI? Ryan.
I think it's weird. I'm not the only one. I don't really care about themes at this point. I care more about like I think it's weird. There's like no folders on the menu.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely. Like also like maybe I wanted to listen to music. Maybe I don't know. I wouldn't care too much about them because like I'm just in and out.
Well,
With
the Switch's UI is weird to talk about because the way it's designed is very specific to like the UI has to be simple as possible to like get in and out as fast as possible. That's why it's so simply designed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, remember when you press the home button on like the Wii U and it'd take like 5 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, so the Switch has to be like designed to like get in and out as fast as possible. So I think that's probably why there's like no like theme. I think they could do simple themes. I think it's possible to do themes.
like things for color.
I mean, like it was a thing on the 3DS, and like that really
Hmm.
didn't do too much to it.
yeah, but like different how you say scale with like the game.
Uh,
Hmm.
Mies, I miss Mies. Yeah, their Mies are still there, but like
Yeah, no, Hannah's
Then-
talking. Oh, go on, Zumo.
No, I was just gonna say like I don't think the Mii's are just like as prominent now on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like an avatar thing at this point.
Because the Mii's on the Switch are like hidden in the options menu, like the Mii Maker. It's like hidden away.
yeah.
mhm.
And I think the only Switch games that use the Mii's are you can put a Mii in your icon on like the Switch profile, and then they're in Mario Kart 8 and Smash, and like that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I like the Mii's, but like I guess I don't like feel a need to like hold on to them forever because that is very much tied to like the Wii brand.
I almost wonder
Yeah.
in a way if they just kind of brought them back because like they knew Smash was gonna do that. Everyone is here things like, oh, I guess we have to have Mii's.
That's a funny point. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like I think they did a little expansion with me, but like with hair color, where they expand like
Hannah's also talking about this in chat. The Mii's in Smash are kind of lame. I agree.
yeah.
I think
Well-
because the Mii's actually have games. Like there are like Mii games, and I think
Uh-oh! The Mii alarm is going off!
What's going on?
Me.
A
No, no.
new challenger has entered the ring!
Oh no!
uh,
There he is.
Gobu in chat.
Smart.
Gobu in chat's also pointing this out. They were still pushing Miitomo hard when the Switch came out, and so that was probably another thing too. I probably just made sense from like I guess a few things going on standpoint. Like okay, we don't really want to use the Mii's anymore, but we need to have them around for like a few things we're doing. So just put them there.
Yeah.
I think the big thing they should do with Mii's, like if they want to do one last thing with Mii's, I think it's time to make Tomodachi Life 2.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah. Those were
Tomodachi Life's so weird because it's like it feels like a game that like a small thing like 4 people played, but like it like got really big.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Especially when Miitomo came out, people were like having fun with like text to speech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know Tomodachi Life technically got a sequel for like what was it called? The Me RPG on the 3DS. What is it called? Oh, wait,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Oh no, Tomodachi Life is a sequel. Yeah, Tomodachi Life. There was Tomodachi Life on the DS, then the 3DS, and then next would be Switch probably.
Hopefully, I never got the chance to even like play the game.
It's
on
a
my,
nice- It's a nice little
3DS.
time. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice little time.
Yeah, it's like how you enjoy Animal Crossing.
I will not lie though. It is like total like stream bait game though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Twitter meme bait game. Are you saying?
yeah. So
Difference is it's probably like an actually fun game.
oh yeah, it's fine. You can like. So if you play like Tomodachi Life, you have to find a way to like share what you're doing though. That's like the most fun way. You get to like stream or like post images to Twitter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also had to say this. Yeah, if they make a second one, they really need to put
Yeah.
gay marriage in it.
And yeah, like exactly be able to.
I think
think-
I've joked about this before, but I almost feel like part of the reason they haven't made a second Tomodachi Life, despite the fact that game sold wonderful for like what it was, is I don't think Nintendo knows how to make an option to turn the gay off without sounding homophobic.
Yeah. It
They
just
should
sounds like
do what they did in Animal Crossing.
What did they do in Animal Crossing? Oh, just like not have gender at all, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's I don't know, because it's like like a white mom would like watch like kid play Tomodachi Life and like Mario and I don't know the Mario and Pac-Man me's would start kissing. It's like what?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It sucks that I feel like that's probably part of the reason they haven't made a second one, because they promised if they made another one they would include like gay marriage in it. But
Yeah. What else? Something
No,
else.
Cowards. That's why we like play indie.
Something else happened this week, right?
the Sonic movie's back in theaters.
Is it?
Did you not hear about? Yeah, they put the Sonic movie back in theaters again. I don't know why.
All right. Okay.
Speaking of
Okay.
Sonic,
Alright.
Sonic confirmed for crossover with Ninjala.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, the Pride Parade.
They announced. So Zubo, have you played Ninjala?
No.
Okay, well you're not missing much, but they announced there's gonna be a Ninjala Sonic crossover, and I think Ninjala is kind of a shit game. Don't if you like it, good for you. I'm not one of those people that gets spiteful about people liking games I don't. But Ninjala,
Yes,
I
you
don't.
are.
I don't
Yes,
think
you are.
No,
You're so angry.
no, I don't think Ninjala's
Ryan's
very good.
rage.
But they announced there's gonna be a Sonic crossover, and I don't know what that entails. Probably just like items, but like.
Entails.
Here's my thing. I think Ninjala is gonna become big just because of this. Because Sonic fans will eat anything with Sonic in it up. I don't mean there's an insult. It's just like they do. They love anything with Sonic in it.
And then hate it later.
Especially now.
And
'cause,
love
like,
it again.
there hasn't been a Sonic game in like 3 years.
Sonic
Yeah.
crossover with the Holy Bible. I'm in.
Oh my god, it's finally happened. It's all those fan marks fulfilled.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, you could. I mean,
But yeah.
Sonic fans love anything with Sonic. They get Sonic's like I think like the ultimate character you can put in things to get people excited. Like Lego Dimensions got like a huge boost. Like Sonic got put into it. You know.
Oh yeah, and the Wreck-It Ralph, like, there's like people like went crazy. Like they showed him in like the trailers and the posters and stuff.
87 Life. I think Sonic did more to endorse a movie better than Mario can.
Wow.
I mean, I like Mario more than
Well,
Sonic,
has-
but I do agree with Rosa. Also, go on Zuba.
Has Mario endorsed a movie before?
No.
He has his own movie.
He's getting his own movie again, so
Yeah.
And in The Wizard.
that's true. He's
Yeah.
a wizard.
Remember that? It was
Oh.
Super Mario Brothers 3!
So I'm not I'm surprised people are still playing Ninjala because it still has just 2 maps.
Maybe people just like it. I don't know. I haven't played it. I don't know.
I mean, like, I'm assuming this is probably like a whole different ballpark, but I mean, people were fucking playing PUBG religiously, even though there was only one map in that.
I mean, I guess because well, again, PUBG, like, you have to, like, scatter find items. But in, like, Ninjala, it's really, like, gacha heavy. You only have 2 stages, one small one and one big one. And, like, the big one's, like, hard to play on. And, like, most of the mechanics are pretty ignored. So, like, and again, PUBG sort of worked out because, like, the mechanics are allowed for you to, like, just play it on one map. So, like, in
Okay.
Ninjala, you definitely need, like, more maps, like, same way with Splatoon.
Can I ask a question about Ninjala? If Fall Guys comes to Switch, do you think everyone would move
God.
from Ninjala to Fall Guys?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
I think that game's gonna come to Switch, and here's my other hot take: when Fall Guys comes to Switch, it's gonna get like a Mario costume too.
Oh, for real. Sonic.
There's an exclusivity deal with Sony, unfortunately. I thought that was a temporary deal.
Shame.
This is
But,
Most exclusives are.
Yeah, eventually I'll get off.
we're talking
Also,
about. Oh, go on, Zubo. Sorry.
Well, 2 things. My friends in the chat, High Water Trousers. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, but anything. Going back to that question about what I would want in a Switch.
Oh,
I want a button on there that instantly releases SMT5 and Nocturne. Like, you don't know how goddamn long I have been
God.
waiting for anything on those 2 games.
Yeah, I'm not even like a big SMT fan, but even I like that was announced at the like Switch like event like in early 2017, and then went missing forever.
Like most of my friends know me for like absolutely loving SMT and shit.
Yeah.
And like when that dropped, when that trailer dropped, I was getting messages up the ass, but then like afterwards there was just nothing.
Oh, I mean, I'm partially convinced the only reason they had that partner direct was just to ask SMT. Because that was like the only kind of like big thing in it was It was mostly just an SMT direct.
Yeah, SMT and like SMT5 and like Nocturne.
Yes.
And with Dante.
Yes, Dante. Now featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series again.
He's back.
Anyone watch episode 4 of The Muppets Now?
I know.
Never did. I never got sat down and watched that.
I have more thoughts about Muppets Now, like now that I've let it sunk, and let me just say, the Swedish Chef sketches in Muppets Now are the most nothing things ever. the joke of them is like a celebrity will be cooking normally, just like, you know,
Oh, you're cooking the curry sauce. Oh,
with just no joke to it,
gross.
and like a turkey will just like comment on how they're cooking it, and it'll come back to Swedish Chef for like 10 seconds doing something kind of funny, and then that's it. That's the entire joke.
Yeah. The problem
wrap.
with it is because it's an unscripted comedy show. I feel like they have to have like a really normal basic cooking show with some like chef who may or may not be an actual actor with like acting skills.
Mhm.
When it should be like I feel like it should be like, you know, they're doing like a cooking competition like the Iron Chef or Chopped or something, but the Swedish Chef happens to be there and he's screwing it up for everyone else, and then they all want to choke him to death.
Yeah,
by the end.
we talked about this earlier. The problem with the Swedish Chef sketches is the guest doesn't really interact with the Swedish Chef. They just kind of exist next to him. When it does feel like the joke should be like the Swedish Chef is like making a mess for like the guests, and like they just get increasingly like angry about it.
Yeah, they kind of look at him like, oh, what's going on there? That's a crazy. That's not how you cook food.
Which is why like the Pepe and
That's
like
boring.
Scooter, like the Pepe and Scooter ones are honestly the ones that work the most. Was like because the joke with that one works is like someone's getting mad about Pepe messing the show up.
Right. You have that comedy duo. Like the cooking show Turkey is not a comedy duo player. She's just kind of like she doesn't do anything. She's just kind of like, oh, chef, what are you doing? That's not how you cook food. Oh. And she gawks over people cooking poultry.
I guess another news thing is I don't know if you talked about this yet, but I think it wasn't out last time we did a podcast, but Sponge on the Run is out in Canada right now, too.
Yeah.
What is?
The new SpongeBob movie, the 3D one.
Oh.
Like in theaters or online?
No, it's in theaters, and apparently, it's the highest grossing movie ticket sales wise since like the coronavirus started.
Well, I mean,
which is insane much because I don't think a lot's come out to theaters.
Yeah.
But the other kind of big thing is it's coming to Netflix internet everywhere except America like in a month. And that sounds like a disaster yeah, so like it's coming to Netflix and everywhere in the world except America because it's going to come to CBS All Access like 2 months from now in America, which sounds like a disaster because if you have a VPN, you can just go on Netflix and watch it there. It's gonna get like downloaded and put on a bunch of cartoon sites ahead of time. It just sounds like a disaster.
oh Jesus, that is such a legal tangle there, where it's like, oh, we have the rights to release this film right now. It's like, oh well, we have the CBS rights, and we can't release that because the profit margins for this month aren't going to be as successful if we don't release it 7 months from now on our app.
It's kind of like I watched interesting video about like they watched like the behind the scenes of the Frozen 2 and how it was clear Disney rushed that movie out for like the holiday season and they didn't have time to figure everything out.
Completely forgot that was even a thing.
Frozen 2?
Frozen 2.
Yeah.
God, what a weird like thing that Frozen was the biggest thing ever. And then
Like, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, well, actually, go on.
I was gonna say Frozen 2 is probably like the highest grossing animated film of all time. Like it's like the sequel to the biggest thing in the world. The highest grossing now it's the highest grossing animated film of all time. Nobody talks about it ever.
The most I see is just like merch in like dollar stores.
Yeah.
And then you compare it to like Spider-Verse 2. Like it's not Spider-Verse 2, but like Spider-Verse, like which like isn't the biggest animated film of all time, but like people have not stopped talking about that film since it came out.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things to love about it. Like its vigorous drive and animation.
Well, I think we gotta look like sort of outside, like
That's fair.
a very like nerdy animation circle on the internet.
I don't know. I even feel like Disney fans I see don't really talk about Frozen 2.
Well, not Frozen 2,
Oh, fair enough.
but I mean Frozen in general
Hmm.
was such a big thing. But Frozen, I don't know what it was about Frozen 2. I mean, I watched it and I remember by the time it was over, it was just kind of like, oh, huh.
I almost
I guess
Oh, go on,
Bill-
Reza.
That definitely was Frozen 2.
Certainly
Yeah.
was.
I guess it just goes to show for like what Spider-Verse is, like really did make a big impact in the animation space. And that
Hmm.
I think that says more compared to like just
I almost want to say like it's kind of like a version of like what I call the Mario Maker 2 effect, where like Mario Maker 2 was not a bad game at all, and I think it's weird people call it a bad game, to be honest. It's like it's got so much to do, but the problem is you can only be Mario Maker for the first time once.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Frozen 2 kind of had that. I don't think Frozen 2 was that good, but you can only be Frozen for the first time once.
And
I mean,
like,
maybe.
I don't too much know that they were really gonna like try to do anything like spectacular different with Frozen 2. Because I mean, like, I think like Rose already said this, but like at least with Spider-Verse, they kind of went all out with the animation on that,
Mhm.
doing like as many interesting things that they could, and like they're probably gonna even try to like do more with the sequel.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know, but
teased
like
that.
with Frozen 2, like I suppose it just kind of just looked like Frozen, but with 2.
yeah, I guess it goes to show like with Disney 3D animation, they're so safe.
Well, I guess. I mean, I don't want to like, it's got pretty good animation, and it's
Yeah.
definitely, if you compare it to the first one, it is a lot more
I think
technologically advanced.
I thought about this when watching like Onward recently. It's kind of related. Like when you get down to like the technical stuff, like of course these are like beautiful movies. Like the technical part is like wonderful. Like everything looks great. But the problem is, I feel like stylistically, I think a lot of us animation fans in particular, are, like over
Mhm.
the Disney Pixar look now.
Yeah.
It like goes to show, it's like, you know, how like AAA games take like a realistic art style. They're trying to make it like real as possible, but then like it's just something no one really cares about.
Uh-huh.
Which is why, like, in the world of animation, like the big things right now are like Spider-Verse or like the Lupin movie that like tries to look like the 2D Lupin stuff, or like Sponge on the Run, which like is doing like a wonderful transition of SpongeBob to 3D, which like that's the stuff like a lot of animation nerds care about now. I think a lot of us animation nerds are like over like Disney, to be honest.
Yeah, and like
Now you go.
I was about to say, like, and also like if you like do like compare movies like Book of Life and Coco, people will probably talk about like Book of Life more just because it has more stylistic look and like, you know, just looks more unique, like what Coco's doing, and also like fuck Coco, fuck the people who made Coco who stole the story from a family and did not
Oh.
pay them back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Liv, you can't make that joke in the chat. No one's everyone's gonna think you're being serious.
Let me explain. So, live in the chat said, I heard from my Canadian friend that Sponge of the Run only has the animation style in the opening part, and the rest is animated by a totally different studio. So the joke is, when the Lupin the Third, like the CGI Lupin the Third movie came out in Japan, someone lied for some reason that like only the opening has the beautiful animation, and they just made a bunch of animation for the trailer that isn't in the movie, which isn't how animation pipelines worked at all, and people believe them.
It was a lot.
uh,
Also, watch Book of Life.
Yeah,
did anyone like Frozen that much? I honestly did not. I mean, it's a fine movie, but it wasn't even like I don't know how it got so. What did it do really? That made it so big.
I think the
That's
theory.
what I'm wondering too.
The theory is, I think, like Disney hadn't done like a played straight like fairy tale princess story in a while, because Tangled was more like a radical take on it, I guess, if you want to say.
Like a Shrek.
Yeah, I guess. And then Frozen was very played straight, so I think people like that as the theory.
I guess so. Yeah, like nostalgia for like the Little Mermaid and the big musicals.
I think there's just I think a lot of it was like it was played straight, but at the same time it sort of like also messed around with the tropes and making fun of it, I guess. But it sort of like wasn't new for Disney since there was that one live action movie where like where
god, yeah.
It like it's also the same with like Wreck-It Ralph, where people were talking about like the princesses being self-aware and sort of like just Disney doing like very safe jabs at themselves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. I kind of hate like self-aware Disney so much. I hate when Disney's like, "That's right, we know this." A wink.
Yeah.
I especially hate that in like some games and stuff.
Hmm.
Like this is one game that I bought like several months ago. It's called like The Messenger. It's some Ninja Gaiden styled game and whatnot. And the way it looks, the music, a bunch of the stuff, like the presentation, is all really good, but then it falls completely. It falls really flat when it starts to get self-aware of itself by saying like, "Oh yeah, this game's pretty damn hard, isn't it? Huh?" And then they like break the fourth wall sometimes.
I think I've mentioned this. I kind of over like self-awareness. Like I've mentioned before, part of the reason I didn't like the Sonic Boom cartoon is like I kind of tired of like, "Oh, that's right, we're aware of Sonic fans." A wink.
Yeah, and same thing with Gumball, where it's sort of like just self-aware, and it seems like it's sort of like doing it for like Twitter. Well, you know,
I don't
Twitter
really,
meme bait.
I don't
yeah.
Oh god.
I don't really mind like the occasional one. Like if there's like a line or two about it, it's fine. Like Paper Mario has most of the jokes in Origami King are just like, you know, silly jokes. But like there's like one joke near the end about like Bowser goes up to a door and says, "Oh, there's nothing behind this. Bah, they should patch it in already." It's like that's like one joke like that, and that's fine.
Because Paper Mario's also been like mostly genuine, but then Gumball, the thing with Gumball, so it just stops being genuine after a while.
Mhm.
You know?
And the
Like-
Garfield show.
I still remember John Arbuckle.
I watched the Garfield show today.
Oh, do you want to? That's a good.
was it?
Before we get to the Garfield show, was there any other news before we want to get to like what we watched
Yeah,
this week?
any thoughts?
Any other news
I
this
got none.
week? Okay, go on with the Garfield show then.
I think you're really overestimating how much I have to say about it. Did I talk about it? I talked about that last time. The Garfield. Oh my God! What's that guy's name? Oh, I was gonna look that guy's name.
Oh yeah,
What's
those will be answering questions near at the end of the podcast. So
Um,
I'm the cutest.
what is his name?
The guy who
Oh!
wrote Normal.
Jason Marsden.
Oh.
He does like 11,000 voices on the Garfield show.
He does Normal, and then he does Chester and Fairly Odd Parents.
And he voices like the pizza guy that has the Garfield, you coming on over here? You eat my pizza at the restaurant. He voices like this
Come on
evil
over, restaurant.
scientist. I don't have any thoughts. I just watched an episode today. Garfield was trying to eat a little bird, and the bird was like,
Oh, go ahead. Eat me. See if I care.
so
and then Garfield was like, "Oh, come on, struggle. You're supposed to be struggling for your life. It's not exciting if you just let me eat you."
it's like
Couldn't
when
pay
you're
for this.
and you're having trouble catching a kid, and like another kid decides to let you catch them, but you didn't want to look weak or something.
Just like speaking of Garfield, I did. This isn't like Garfield, but I watched like a couple of Lasagna Cat videos last night. I guess
All right.
there's nothing really.
Yeah!
There's nothing to say. They're just funny little videos. I don't know.
I think
Some-
the sorry.
I was going to say, like, something that I kind of actually really liked doing back in the day was like, leaving that one video where, it was what was it? What
The
was
pipe
like,
one, the pipe video.
I don't think so. It was the one where they had people like call a number.
Sex survey results.
Yes. I loved putting that on in the background whenever I was like
What?
working on something.
I did that.
I know
With,
it's
I did that with the pipe video when I was like in class one time working on something. I turned on the entire like hour-long pipe video.
It's so funny. There's just this one frame of John Arbuckle actor. I just like took a screenshot of it and just like label it as cishet John Arbuckle.
But he's gonna take
That's what it
Liv.
says on his ID.
He's gonna take Liz to the Pride Parade.
Should we talk about the cartoon Pride Parade?
This is like
That's
a
gonna happen.
This is like okay. Let me try to explain it. So earlier, me and C were in a call with some of our friends, and the joke started with Doofenshmirtz was gonna take his daughter Vanessa to the Pride Parade, and he was gonna see Luz and Amity from the Owl House there. They would be there, and then Perry the Platypus would walk up, and then Doofenshmirtz would be like, "A platypus?" And then Perry puts like a gay little pin on his hat, and he goes, "Perry the gay platypus!" And then this spiraled off to what had to be like a 40-minute conversation about like all the cartoon characters at this Pride Parade, which included Mr. Krabs and Plankton bumping into each other and trying desperately to just like avoid a conversation. God, what's going on during this?
We talked
What's
about
going on?
how Mickey would be in like a car and he'd be like looking wistfully, and he wouldn't be allowed to attend the Pride Parade, but he desperately wanted to.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Lucy said something really fucked. Oh, it was. The other one was Grunkle Stan would be at the Pride Parade selling flags, but he looked up all the wrong names for like LGBT names while he was looking up the flag names. So he'd be saying like trans flags, and he'd be like, "Get your trans flags here, kids!"
Yeah, that's the gay cartoon All Stars Pride Parade to the rescue. Cartoon All Stars.
Oh yeah, no, and then Jimmy and Sheen and Carl were gonna be there, and Sheen was gonna be like, "This is the new gay ultra with removable gender."
How look, Jerry? I got a gay llama. That was another joke.
Word of Doom. wasn't there that one Discord we had with some other friends where like we were sort of talking about Timmy and Jimmy deserving each other because they're like the world's first homophobic gays because they were just horrible kids.
Wait, see, what did you say? It was like Sheen and Carl be at the Pride Parade, and Carl's trying to call Jimmy, and it cuts back to Jimmy like in his lab, like a dark lab, as the Rick and Morty theme plays on loop.
I don't even know who said that. That was not me.
And then the other thing was the Lego Ninjagos would be there, and they would line up into like the colors of the rainbow in their Ninjago suits.
I appreciate the Ninjagos.
Ninjago.
We talked about this fucking joke of like Cartoon All-Stars The Rescue 2's Pride Parade sequel for like nearly 40 minutes, and I can't remember anything that happens in it.
Well, it's just like our like ready to start the trailer thing. It's just stream of consciousness, the first cartoon character that pops in your head, and you just think like, what would happen if they were at a Pride Parade?
Oh, there was
That's almost...
there was Finn and Jake would be there, but Finn would be in like season 1 Jake, and he'd go, Schmausow! Marceline and Bubblegum are dating!
Oh, I died.
Oh no, Jake got him.
Oh no.
What? Ryan Ribbity?
What? Oh, did I? Oh no. Did I cut out? My back?
Yeah.
My back? Did the podcast die for us? Oh,
You're back.
jeez. Okay.
We're back.
Yeah. I saw the purple curtains on the stream for a second there, but now we're back. I
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah.
We'll take Roger Rabbit.
The other thing we talked about before we so what led into the Pride Parade discussion, I think, actually, is we were talking about like time skip episodes, like how time skip episodes and shows can be like really like finicky because if you're not super tuned in to what people want with the characters, it can like leave like a whole like problem with like, oh, I don't want this character to be doing this in the future.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The specific
I was
one-
there. I can't recount.
The specific thing I talked about was I don't think the Phineas and Ferb time skip episode is actually that good. Because Phineas and Isabella's relationship is like nothing I've ever thought about ever, even when I was a kid. But
I
then,
don't think even Phineas did either.
But then, like, the time skip episode tries to, like, frame it as, like, a really big thing we've all been waiting to happen. And then when
I mean, it kind of was, like, people would get into shipping a lot. You could probably find a lot of, like, fan art.
I feel like Jeremy and Candace more than any was, like, the big thing, like, romance-wise in the show.
Like, a lot of kids could relate to, like, Phineas and Isabella, I think.
I guess.
Some of the people in the chat back me up. Like, you remember all the Finnabella? They had like that thing in the movie where she's like, "Hit it, Carl."
Yeah, you know, I have a bigger brain suggestion.
Yeah.
They hit Carl.
Stacy and Vanessa.
That's a bold take.
It's a very bold take, but again, still big brain.
Oh yeah, I remember the other thing that was gonna happen at the Cartoon I need to go back to our Cartoon All-Stars the Pride Parade bit.
This is gonna be the thing we fall back on whenever we don't have a discussion.
Wait.
I actually want to talk about Despicable Me, but...
Alright, well, let me just finish this. Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot was gonna be there with her like girlfriend, and then Sheldon was like, "Hey Jenny, I was dropping my cousin off at the Pride Parade, Jenny. I noticed you were here. Hi Jenny, it's me, Sheldon."
And then yeah, he'd see Jenny with her girlfriend, and his jaw would drop. And he'd go like, "Ding!" Like the cartoon jaw drop sound, nostalgic.
I've been rewatching. So just real fast, Rosa talks about Despicable Me. I've been rewatching My Life as a Teenage Robot. It's a really fun show. I like it a lot. There's lots of fun stuff going on in the show at all times, and I don't know. It's a fun show, but I fucking hate that Sheldon I hate Sheldon so much. He's so annoying.
But I relate to Sheldon so much. He's my
Because I love Jenny too.
That's what Jenny's mom says. She's like, I relate to Sheldon because I love Jenny too, my daughter.
Aw. Alright, Rosa, hit it. Rosa, talk about
So like, also thank you for showing me Cindy's homophobic dad. But so yeah,
that was like a week ago.
I know. So like, I saw Despicable Me the other day, and it's sort of wild because like I sort of noticed that the minions are like just background characters and not like a force of nature.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, I have actually rewatched the first Despicable Me a couple times, and you're right. The minions are like more just like kind of. It's hard to explain why they're a lot less annoying in the first one. It's probably because they're not plot relevant in the first one too that much.
They're sort of like again like supporting characters.
They're just the focus of the first Despicable Me is very much Gru and the girls, which is what it should be. The problem with the sequels is they try to make the minions part of the plot, and it just doesn't work.
Like again, they're like this supporting characters.
Mm.
You know, it's always about Gru and the family.
We are. Because it.
No, here we go again.
Remember when people like quote like the trailers and it's like it's so fluffy. I remember when the thing about Despicable Me that people would remember the most was not really the minions.
That's true.
That's a crazy time. I didn't even think the movie was that good. You know, I didn't think it was all that great. It was really popular when it came out.
Old take.
Oh, go on, Rosa.
It was alright.
Did you? You said you.
Despicable Me really lost its steam making a switch over to Minions.
No, even yeah, it was just a nice and sweet movie, you know, about Gru and his family.
I think part of the reason why the first one feels different too is the first Despicable Me was made before Illumination was like huge. It was the movie that made them huge. So like
Right.
after that, I think there's a noticeable like tone shift through like after the first Despicable Me.
It just slowly becomes less and less genuine.
Remember
Oh.
Despicable Me in that one anime?
Yeah.
It's
It was like a commercial for like some soccer anime.
yeah, for Inazuma 11.
How did I ever end up with a son like you?
I do. Before we get into like go on like just talk about a few more things. There's a quick news update I want to make that I just saw on Twitter. I just checked Twitter real fast.
Oh no.
Breaking news! Breaking news,
So
everybody!
does anyone remember the rumor of Star Fox Grand Prix?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, around like 2018 near E3, there was a huge leak and rumor. A bunch of insiders talked about like there was gonna be a new game called Star Fox Grand Prix. Apparently, it was just uncovered that game never existed, and it was just leak bait made by Nintendo.
Made by Nintendo?
Yeah, no, Star Fox Grand Prix was misinformation relayed by Nintendo to uncover leakers.
Oh
God, that's how they got him.
Holy shit!
man.
Apparently, from what I've heard, apparently Steve from Minecraft was that for Banjo-Kazooie and Smash.
Wow.
So
Who said that? Did Andre say that? Did Andre Seegers say that?
There was just a few people like with quote-unquote insider connection that said supposedly if you heard Steve in like a lot of places, it was because Nintendo was like sending Steve's name out to like cover up Banjo.
Oh my fucking god!
Wow.
Well,
For the
Star
most
Fox is
part-
dead.
For the most part, I kind of just like, especially like the Steve thing. I kind of just thought like that was just a joke that people were fucking making up. Like, it's sort of being the thing at the back of your mind, being like kind of concerned, like actually this could possibly fucking actually happen.
Yeah, I guess that's why it worked so well.
Supposedly, they also have done that with a few other things. Like I think for like when they were doing Hero from Dragon Quest, they sent out like Sora and Gino and Chrono's name to a few people to like cause confusion.
Oh, those would definitely cause a lot of confusion.
You know, I would have bought Star Fox Grand Prix. I think I would have gotten that game.
Yeah, like something like maybe for us to see like more of the characters.
Which
Mhm.
I now want to bring up a question. What do you think the chances are that the Grinch leak was also fake leak bait by Nintendo?
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of a toss up.
Yeah.
So, but like, would that guy have been hired by Nintendo to, like, fake lose his job or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
can you imagine like that being the job description? We need you to make we need you to make a league convincing enough for people to believe that even the Grinch would be in Smash.
And who to say that Nintendo's not Machiavellian?
It's just interesting to think about because I've heard a few instances of stuff like, oh, Nintendo will send out fake names or Smash characters to like cause confusion. Like I think
That's a
So-
pretty
so I-
genius idea.
I mentioned like the Steve thing for Banjo, and there was a few Square characters for like Hero. I think they sent out Springman to a few people for Midman.
Mhm.
Which now we have to ask the question: what if the Mario collection the whole time was also just fake leaked?
No.
I think
Oh my
I
God.
think people would lose their mind if like the year finished and that game wasn't real and it was just fake the entire time.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Oh, I kind of hope that game is real because I never played the original Mario Galaxy. I would love to play it on
I-
my Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Karate Joe's bringing some in chat too. Xander Mobius, who voices the announcer in Smash Bros, also has to record like hundreds of random character names, so he can't leak anything.
That's pretty funny.
Like, if anyone asks who the characters are, like he's recorded for, he's like, I don't know. They just make me record like hundreds of character names.
I really wonder what the kind of things they have him say.
Let me take a guess.
That's like one of those things, you know, when you die and go to heaven, you walk up to God and he's like, "Is there anything you want to know about the world?" I would ask him, what did they have Xander Mobius say in the Nintendo booth?
Technically, the only DLC character he probably knew for sure was probably Joker, because he voices Joker.
Wow.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And he says like, "You're mine."
He goes, "Hey everybody, I'm the Joker, baby."
Hey!
I guess before we
Man, Goku.
move on to questions I want to ask, did anyone else watch or play anything this week?
So I played a game, 2 indie games.
Okay.
One called Takashi and Hiroshi.
Hmm.
It's a very short
Oh.
game, an hour at most.
It's
And, like-
like the
Stop motion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very short game, and it's like basically a little like you play as a middle schooler named Takashi who's like trying to make games, and he's like mostly driven by the fact that he's like to impress his little brother, and it's like very sweet. Like he didn't know how to program enemies yet, so like he instead he had the inserted the enemies in himself while his brother plays.
Yeah.
So he's like, so each chapter is just him trying to find ways to like impress his brother. And the gameplay is basically you don't really have that much control over the character. Just like they attack automatically, but like if you want to do a strong attack, they'll do a strong attack or a defense to avoid damage. And then you get to choose the enemies, but you have to balance it based on like if is your little brother gonna like it, and if it's going to be able to beat the enemies, and if it's going to be enough to like lower the health where they could heal, so you could put in like another set of enemies to make the quota.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a very sweet story because like it's just like a sibling trying to do their best to like impress a younger sibling.
Like I had no idea that was out yet.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
I
out.
thought it was. I thought
they
that was coming out like later.
they shadow dropped like 5 things during that like indie direct.
Yeah, it was like I saw it. Like, I looked at the Switch. Oh, I got it. And like along with that, I also got a game called Short Hike, which is really really good.
Called what?
Short Hike.
Short hike.
Basically, you play as
Also,
this like raid.
Rosa, real fast, can you repeat the name of the first game again? Someone wants to know.
Oh, the first game is Takashi and Hiroshi.
Okay, thank you.
It's a very short game, well, not real fast, but you'll enjoy it. So, and Short Hike is really good. It's like a little open world, not open world, but like a little collectathon feeling type of game. It has like a style like a 3D DS game. Not the 3DS, but like the DS.
Oh, that
With
that
3D
sounds
graphics.
great. I
It's a
love
very
that.
nice time, you know. Yeah, you talk to these characters, they have like little things going on, and like when you go through like the world, you sort of notice that like the island, you sort of notice like some of the characters change position, and they're like doing the new thing, and there's like a little narrative going on
Yeah,
with each character you talk to.
I described it like visually. It looks like how Mario 64 DS kind of looks.
I love that. I want like 1,000 games that look like that. I love that style.
You know,
Very
just
minimal.
kind of speaking of that indie direct, there was a that's like I think that was like one of the best like indie directs they ever did. There was like 5 things that I wanted to like play.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But and also like I like the fact that like you get these little let's see, you get these little golden feathers that lets you be able to climb faster, run faster, and it's really great when you get a lot of them and you could just explore the island so easily.
Uh-huh.
Also, apparently, it wasn't. Oh no, in Ichito.
Well, maybe not a game that I've been playing recently, but like something that I've really been anticipating for it to come out is that the Jet Set Radio like game that Team Raptor is coming out with.
Yeah.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Like I cannot wait for that. The only downside that I've heard about that is that it seems like it's gonna be more geared towards single player. And I feel like a game like that could be really, really fun with other people.
Yeah, definitely.
It's interesting. Like I feel like I saw a joke tweet about this. Sega fans who are and like things besides Sonic are really kind of like winning this year because like there's the Jet Set Radio spiritual successor. There's the Knight spiritual successor. There's been a few other things like God, what's it? There was Wonder Boy. They're making a new Wonder Boy game. There's Streets of Rage 4. There's I don't know. There's a lot of non-Sonic Sega things happening. Alex Kidd.
Oh yeah, Alice Kid too.
The Knights one was what's it called? Ballin' Wonderland, right?
Yeah, I don't think it has the same gameplay as Knights, but it has the same feel, feel as Knights.
Yeah, it's the same kind of like tone.
Yeah, same thing with the camera game. Oh no, there was still that other Jet Set Radio one.
Alright, Steve, did you watch or play anything this week?
I watched the first 2 episodes of the HBO Max original Infinity Train.
What'd you think? What'd you think of Infinity Train?
I enjoyed the first 2 episodes, and I'm gonna watch more of it tonight. The season I'm talking about season 3 specifically.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it.
Because that released pretty recently. I actually did not know it came out till like a few days after.
Mm.
But yeah, I like the first 2 seasons. I mean, you don't need to hear it from me how much people like that. It's pretty good. Serialized cartoon. Yeah, and I guess I'm looking forward to the next episodes.
Our mutual friend Holly, our friend Holly, not Holly streamer
from real life.
Holly from real life, not Holly from Half-Life. I know 2 Hollies. Holly from real life, as we're gonna call her, I guess. She pointed out, Infinity Train kind of feels like what I think a lot of people want adult animation to like do.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
It
is pretty like it has a lot of like maturity behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people who are into animation I think a lot of us are over kind of like I don't know. I like stuff like Close Enough for sure, but like I think a lot of us I think especially like post BoJack in particular, I think a lot of us kind of want that more like adult emotional stuff.
Uh-huh. And yeah, we're sort of I think we're getting more of that as time goes on. Definitely more than like we had probably like even I was gonna say 5 years ago, but BoJack was already airing. But yeah.
And I also hope for the release of season 2 of Being Puppycat.
Is that not out yet? Is that really not out yet? What are they gonna do with that? Where are they putting it?
Wait,
I don't know. There's just a lot of issues. Yeah, Puppycat's having getting its season 2, but it hasn't been announced where it's gonna come out.
Man, I remember they announced that like 4 years ago at least.
Yeah, that's a show that has like a lot of development troubles.
Yeah, because Being Puppycat, like the first season, I think was like announced when I was in my first year of high school.
Yeah, like it was a Kickstarter show, and that was around the time when like the reality sort of sunk in when making animation on YouTube became unsustainable.
Yeah, because Frederator was trying to do the whole they were trying to do like professional level animation on YouTube. So they're trying to do like Bravest Warriors and Bean Puppy Cat, and they had a few other things, and it just was not working out because YouTube is not good for animation at all. So they had to move it.
It's crazy. Like, just even think about they were able to make as much as they did just solely on YouTube, and you could just watch that for free. Like that's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, no.
Now.
Plenty of people have talked about this. YouTube is like absolutely awful for animation. Like it is not sustainable to do animation on YouTube at all anymore whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing none of us made that mistake.
If you do animation on YouTube, you like have to have a Patreon, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You said you watched one other thing this week, Seat?
That's probably it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
I already talked about the Muppets Now, episode 4 with Linda Cardellini. Oh, and they had Miss Poogie.
Oh, they brought back fucking Miss Poogie from the Muppets.
Yeah, she's a gamer. She was like gaming on her laptop while on the call with Linda Cardellini and Miss Piggy. Linda Cardellini.
I guess. Oh god.
Did we hear about the Miss Officer and Mr. Truffles announcement?
Oh my fucking god.
Sorry.
I guess the last thing for me to talk about is I'll be tame about it because I don't know if everyone in the world's beaten or seen everything yet. But I did finally, a month after everyone else, finally beat Paper Mario: The Origami King.
Wow. So let's have that little discussion of ours.
I've had a lot of time to like sit on it, and I've watched other people's reviews on it too. And I want to, I feel like it'd be controversial to say I think it's probably my top 2 Paper Marios.
I mean, it's mine too.
I've seen people say that.
I know Paper Mario is like a shockingly like hot topic, and people get very heated about it. But I don't know. I've had a lot of time to think of. It's like. It's very funny to me. All the trailers for this game were like, Mario's wackiest adventure yet. Whoa, silly through the roof. And then the game has like, mild spoilers. The game has like themes of like making the most of your time while you're like alive and sacrifice. And then there's like body horror in the game too. It's like, because none of the trailers imply any of this besides like a bit of a horror motif.
Well, sort of did with like the Origami Princess reveal.
My mind was like, oh, the Peach thing will probably just like a thing of the intro is like a silly like, oh, isn't this spooky, and then it won't ever be there again. But no, it's there throughout almost like most of the game. I would say like kind of like horror and like dark moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just shocked me because like I knew I was gonna like the game, but I was like, oh, is this? I probably like this, but I don't know if it's gonna like that extra oomph to really make me love it. But I was like shocked like how much extra oomph the game like consistently had.
Just a lot of heart.
Yeah,
you know?
I love it. I'm proud to say that. I guess I'm pretty lucky. I have not played a Paper Mario game I did not enjoy. I've played 2 so far, but I think Origami King really stands up to the first.
I missed out on 2, but I'm gonna go back. I think I'm going back and playing Color Splash because like I'm sort of interested in like what they were going with the system and like see the positive aspects in it because I know that it's there.
So I liked Color Splash, but I think the thing it was missing now that I played Origami, I have a few thoughts about Color Splash post Origami King. Is 2 things. Color Splash didn't really go all the way with its theming, and I'll explain that in a minute. And the other second thing is, I think Color Splash really needed that extra, like, emotional oomph that, like, Origami King had. Because Origami King had a lot of emotional moments, and Color Splash was mostly silly. The theming thing is, so, I don't mind the Koop. A lot of people hate the Koopalings a lot. I think they're fine, but, in the context of Color Splash, after playing Origami King, all the bosses and enemies and like everything going on in the game was really themed to the concept of like, oh, they're origami. But in Color Splash, the paint theme pretty much just goes as far as Mario can fill in some plate splashes, and that's about it. And I think now, in hindsight, I think Color Splash even more like paint things. Like, oh, like my idea was like bosses that like are in different paint art styles, or enemies that like are paint block. I don't know, just more with it what it is. And I don't think it went all the way with what it is post playing Origami King.
Yeah, though you still could feel like there's like groundwork going on there, because Bowser was sort of possessed with like evil paint, you know.
Yeah, I think what
And,
I think what they could have done if they wanted to keep the Koopalings is make the Koopalings also get taken over by the paint, and
Yeah.
Like art styles.
yeah, and then they take on different art styles like
Yeah,
from the paint.
and then like become like some sort of companion to you, or at least like helping you with progression. Like not like overall partners, but like narrative progression. Like, oh, we'll send you to the next
Because the problem
region.
The problem with the Koopalings is I don't mind them, but I've seen this point before. If you have like one Koopaling, you have to like have all of them.
Yeah,
And you kind of like once you've fought one of them, you pretty much know what the rest of the fights are gonna be like.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's sort of like you gotta change it up.
yeah. I just think I don't know. I don't hate the Koopalings at all, but I do think after playing Origami King and like how far it went with its idea, and like because all the bosses are themed to origami, and like what the bosses do in the area are like themed to
Affects the
origami.
battlefield.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Hole Punch punches out the moon, and then all the enemies are like origami zombies, and like there's themes like with the I don't know. There's like a lot of things with the origami, and I don't think Color Splash has that because it doesn't go all the way with its idea.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was my that was my diatribe.
yeah.
This we can
And
we can
do you have anything you want to talk about, Zumo?
I'm not too sure. Like the whole Paper Mario thing, like I kind of was like out of it because I only played like Thousand Year Door, and I
That's
didn't even
fair.
beat that.
That's fair.
But you're the origami
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah, but you're the origami killer. You're in the game.
Yeah, that don't mean I played it.
That's true. It's like
True,
it's,
true.
it's like, you know, how what's his name? Who's the guy who's in Ash from
Bobby.
Evil Dead? Who's his actor?
Bruce Campbell.
It's like how people ask Bruce Campbell like nerdy questions about the things he's been. He's like, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure you don't have anything left to talk about? You know, just want to make sure before I move on to questions.
I mean, I guess one thing that usually gets me in a conversation is probably like just art or drawing. That's one thing I like to
I've
talk
been
about.
drawing. I've been drawing.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to see what I've
Oh.
been drawing?
Oh yeah, Zumo. We have like a project.
Ooh.
Yes, we do.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, the pro.
Mm,
Is
we should
this like
start it
top secret
one of these
weapon?
days.
Metal Gear?
Eventually.
Here's my art take. I'm gonna whenever I draw anything ever from now on, I'm gonna make sure my character's hands are behind them or hidden.
That's the only way to do it.
Of course, like, oh, look at my drawing of my character with their hands behind their back. Look at my drawing of my character with their hands behind like two walls that happen to be here.
Don't forget the Tommy Pickles pose with the legs.
Yeah, the good old Tommy Pickles legs pose, drawing art, Tommy Pickle clip art.
I'm not afraid to draw hands. Draws hands on tips.
I guess a good way to transition to questions real fast is someone in chat's talking about Paper Jam, Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and I have some thoughts on that. I guess is a good way to like question what do you think about Paper Jam. Paper Jam is the weirdest game ever made to me because structurally as a game, it's good. Like the gameplay's good, the writing's good, the world's fun to explore, but like as a Mario and Luigi Paper Mario crossover, it feels weird. I don't know why they did the thing they did, where it's just like more like main series Mario and like Paper Mario and Toad, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's
You don't even get to meet I can't think of a Goombario.
I don't even think they need to have like, oh, all the villains from all the games come, like, oh, look, Fawful and Dimentio and all of them, they're all here. I just think they could have been a little more like Just a little far. Like Popple could have been in the game because Popple's in like Dream
Yeah.
Team still. Like you could have
It's
had,
sort of like
like maybe like Prince Peasley shows up for, I don't know. You could have done more.
yeah, definitely. It was just a very safe game. It's sort of like just like Mario, Luigi, and Paper Mario, and like New Super Mario Bros. Aesthetics.
It's a weird game because like it's well made. Like I can't say it's like badly made, but I think it's definitely like as like a thing that's supposed to be a crossover. I don't think it succeeds as like a crossover.
It's like when Radically showed up in Mighty Magisword.
My God, that was the last episode of that show, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was?
Yeah, I think the episode where Rad from OKKO shows up in Mighty Magiswords. I think it was the last episode of the show.
I mean, does it just end, or was there like a conclusion?
I think they kind of acknowledge it's a final episode, but it's not like a big finale or anything.
But it's like, oh, well, that's it. We had our time. See ya.
I haven't watched the episode. I only watched like Nintendo put it on his like top 10 least favorite episodes of the year or something. That's the only reason I know about it.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
just fades to black, and then like an Impact finds it's like that's it.
That it does not beat Uncle Grandpa's ending, where they all get inside a big sandwich and they get eaten alive. And Uncle Grandpa's like, it looks like this is the end.
Now that sounds like a seep tall tale.
No, it's real. I'm gonna find the picture of Uncle Grandpa in a big sandwich with Uncle Gus. Uncle Gus? Uncle
Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it.
Alright, we've gone on decently long. I guess we can take a few, like, 2 or 3 questions, you know?
Yeah.
Alright,
All right. Who has a question?
This is the part where you ask questions and we might answer them. I don't know, maybe I'll ignore you. Maybe we'll
They'll
fuck
just steal more of Ryan's popcorn.
Ah, jeez Louise.
Butter? Yeah.
Can you teach me how to be beef stroganoff? Uni beef. How do you like the Rhythm Heaven collab?
I have thoughts on this. So there's been a lot of like reanimated projects recently, and yeah, they're always fun. But like, I feel like I really liked the Rhythm Heaven reanimate thing because I don't. This might sound mean, but I think a lot of reanimates try really, 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 really hard to be like really funny with like lots of memes and like wacky over the top facial expressions, and that's fine. But I think sometimes it's like, oh, this is a bit too much for me. But I kind of liked that Rhythm Heaven Reanimate was mostly just about like, hey, here's a bunch of cool animation art.
Yeah. And like, probably like the least horny.
I guess that's the way to put it.
Because most reanimates just like decides to be horny and like, what the hell?
Even like,
What?
But like, it only has like one horny bit and that's it.
even
But
like,
everything else is amazing. Shoutouts to Elena and Erica for making like, for working on it.
even the more like jokey ones in Rhythm Heaven Reanimate, like Nitro Rad did one, and it was like his
Yeah.
friend Brady spinning. Even like the more meme ones were like funny. So I feel like a lot of like, I don't know, the meme ones like most Reanimates, like, oh look at this, they're doing the Newgrounds face.
Uh-huh.
But like, Nitro Red was like, that one was genuine. Because like, it's sort of like on brand for Nitro Red. It's like, it just seems like a collaboration like Brady in like Rhythm Heaven.
To me, I've never seen it, but it sounds like even just like that idea, like it fits the structure of a Rhythm
Yeah.
Heaven thing.
Oh,
very
definitely.
well.
Yeah, like Taco said it best. They really respected the original source.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm a big fan of just seeing like people's art and animation, like just seeing like this like little showcase of it. I think that's why I enjoyed it. So it was fun to see just like what style people would do for their thing.
Next question. Liv wants to know if I could draw her.
Later.
The answer is I could do anything.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, hold on. Let me read this. What are your thoughts on the horrible crimes committed by Nickelodeon television series The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius Season 1, Episode 12, Segment B, titled Wilderness, where titular character Jimmy Neutron creates an invention to make a large campsite, however makes mistakes supplying the television with a Nintendo Entertainment System, but with the controller of an Atari 2600?
I kind of didn't like that episode.
I don't
I like
I don't know.
I feel like that was kind of Twitter meme bait on the writer's part.
I don't know. Maybe Jimmy shouldn't have been a fucking idiot. I don't know.
Wow, weeping whoop-tons!
I actually like this question from Hightower Trousers.
Yeah.
What's one series you want to be brought back, and what's one series you want to end?
That's a good question.
It's hard to say because, like, I don't know. I feel bad saying, like, I want your show to end, you idiot. Nice job on the fail show.
Yeah, because you know, people are making livelihoods out of that, and I'm sure, like, they enjoy what they do.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I can't act like I like all shows ever, and I want them to keep going.
Well, yeah,
Loud
like I like respect that it's a hard process.
Loud House.
Takes a lot of work. Loud House.
I
don't like that Lincoln kid.
I want to say, like, morally, I get rid of Big Mouth, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big Mouth.
Yeah.
but I also want to. I think South Park needs to die already. If any, like,
Oh, for real? Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
because here's the thing, like, Family Guy and Simpsons have also gone on forever, but, like, they're so inoffensively, like, existing at this point, I just can't care.
Yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
so funny that they've gone on for this long. I just kind of want to see how far they can take it.
But anytime South Park says something and it's, like, stupid, I have to deal with that. It's gonna be like a thing that's around for like 10 years now.
Yeah, South Park says a lot of fucked up stuff that your conservative uncle would say.
Yeah. I cosplay as Kyle. I'm cosplaying as Kyle from South Park. Everyone, look at me.
What are you doing?
Look at me. I'm Kyle from South Park. I'm cosplaying.
If I
as my
were
favorite
one
character.
Hey, you stop that.
I'm Kyle from South Park.
The Super Mario Super Show, I would like to see rebooted.
Oh boy.
What is your ideas for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show reboot?
Yoshi wakes up.
What?
They bring back Toad. Then Yoshi wakes up.
Oh,
Remember? Yoshi wakes up from his coma
What?
after he said, "Good night, Mama Luigi."
I guess, hold on. I answered what I wanted to get rid of, but what would I want to bring? I don't know. I can't really think of a show that, like, that, like, ended that was not. Because I'm usually of the mindset I kind of prefer, like, new ideas, but, like, there has to be a show I watched, like, wasn't satisfied where it stopped.
Right.
Yeah, you have to agree. Like the Mario Super Show with like Yoshi saying, "Good night, Mama Luigi." Was
What are you talking?
like, isn't that how the series ended?
Are you talking about the walrus guy, like last video?
No, like in Super Mario Super Show, didn't that how it ended? Where like
You're talking about Super Mario World anyway. It wouldn't even be the Super Show, Rosa. Come on.
I guess, like, I'd like another season of Little Witch Academia that, like, fixes problems I had with the initial run. Maybe would be nice. Because I like that show, but, like, I didn't love it at times.
It's like it's Studio Trigger trying to be like political without understanding what like politics means.
Here's my thing too. Living in a post-Owl House world where, like, the dumb girl and, like, kind of the stuck-up one actually, like, romance arc actually goes somewhere. Watching, like, Little Witch Academia would make me feel, like, empty. Because, like, it's a very similar character dynamic that doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, it really is like part 2. It doesn't go anywhere because like so in Studio Trigger say, but wait, there's Andrew. He did nothing. He deserves to be Echo.
And is Andrew anyone's Little Witch Academia's anyone's favorite character? I want to be like, this is an earnest question. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say, "Oh yeah, my favorite character from Little Witch Academia was Andrew."
Maybe you're straight.
I don't even think that. I don't know. I feel like even like then, like, you would probably like, I don't know, Sussy.
I always seen like one person be like, "Oh my god, Akko and Susie dating these boys," and then like that's it, one person.
So he's such a weird character. I don't like.
He's
Hey.
really just a nothing character.
I don't like hate him, but like I just can't remember anything interesting he does.
He's sort of there just to be like, you know.
See Zumo, do you have an answer to the remove one show, bring back another question?
Yes, I
Ooh.
do.
Ooh.
As far as like, I'm not really too sure like what like something that I would want to stop, because there are a lot of things that I would like to just stop. But one thing that I would really love to come back is, and I hope you remember this, Rosa, because I'm pretty sure we're probably like the only two people who have ever laid eyes on this,
Oh,
and
boy.
my friend Trousers. But there's like this show called Catman, and I'm not talking about like whatever what you're thinking of with Adam West. It's like this it's this super like indie looking anime that was animated in Flash. It looks like it was stripped from Newgrounds.
Yeah,
But
the
the-
first season. Then the second one.
What?
The first 2 seasons were
What?
animated in Flash like that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
this was kind of like a legit
Wrong.
series, but like I think it was only on like some website,
Hmm.
and that website's kind of like super dead now. And
Do you still have the download or like the YouTube video still up?
I think I unlisted it. I probably still have it, but yeah, like it's somehow, I don't know how, but like it got archived on this like some anime streaming website, and the just the way it looks, feels, and just like everything about it is like really like weirdly nostalgic to me. But the thing about it is that like it is almost non-existent anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I was
Like-
trying to find some images of it. I had to like look up Catman anime specifically to find anything.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Is he like a white cat in like a suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
Like most of it was roller scope in the first season, and then the second one it got like high quality.
Wow,
Yes,
that's just
that is the thing that I wish they would have continued too, because it looks so
Mhm.
interesting.
And like they had like that storyline with the mafia too.
hmm
It's just like it was left on the cliffhanger. Like, what will Catman do next?
it's probably mostly just because the fact that's like they probably really didn't have much of a reason to do anything more with it, because like with its like Flash animations and whatnot, I'm pretty sure that they were just like doing it just cause, or like kind of just making a show to make a show. But then like when it wouldn't like high quality, if anything, that was probably like I don't really know too much about showbiz and animation and all that stuff, but that was probably them trying to like make something so it could be out there and stuff, but it probably just didn't see the light of day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but like this, it has a bunch of episodes, and it feels almost like a series, but it's just the fact that like some episodes are missing, it kind of just ends off very awkwardly, and like
Yeah.
there could be a lot more to it. There's so much potential to it, and
Yeah.
I would give anything to get this back. Like,
Yeah.
hell, I do anything, man.
I think we still have it?
I think I still have the videos on my YouTube, and if not that, then I think it's still on like that the anime streaming website that I found it on.
Yeah. I remember like downloading it, all of it, and then you put it all together. It's like it was a wonderful time.
It's really funny too, because like the whole like thing is just I'm sorry, I'm getting very flustered because I really fucking love this.
I like when people talk about things they like.
It's really good.
The whole show is mostly comprised of just like music from this one like random ska band, the
Oh my!
Planet
Well,
Smash.
well, hold on.
yeah!
They got ska in this.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
there's
have
the
ska. It was
ska.
Oh my
really
god!
cool.
There's
I'll-
ska. It's everywhere. It's everywhere in every episode. There's ska,
Yeah, it
and it's
really
just
is
from that
the
one
vibe.
band.
It's so good.
I don't know why, but like I love it.
Yeah,
It just adds to the charm to it.
it just got good vibes.
Yes.
I guess I want to make sure. Seep, did you answer the question of remove something, bring something back?
Nah.
Do you have an answer?
I don't know what I'd remove either. But
That's a hard one. Yeah.
the main answer I could think of, I don't know if I'm gonna sound crazy when I say this, because this
Yeah.
is a show that went on for a while, and I think it was like, it ended at the right time, but not in the right way.
Ooh.
I feel like I'd want an actual like Gumball finale.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
That shouldn't.
I kind of thought like what they were setting up was neat, but they wanted to like do a movie of it, and
Yeah.
they didn't get to, and it's probably not gonna happen now. I'm just kind of curious
Yeah, because
what they would have done.
what happened with that is, I think Cartoon Network kind of sprung on them the show was ending or something, right?
Uh-huh.
And then like, oh, we'll make a movie, and they tried to like rally like support to get a movie, and it didn't really. I don't know why Cartoon Network didn't approve a movie, because that was like one of the most popular shows.
Yeah.
They didn't approve the movie, so now the show's permanently like ended like on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. I think it could have been neat if they did a movie, because I think Gumball, like, I think one thing that it was always good at was having like really intense like action stuff,
Yeah.
which is interesting because like it's a very like sort of like simple style situational kind of comedy sort of thing, like Fairly Odd Parents, but it really felt like they knew how to frame like an action moment, like have it be intense.
Real
That could've
fast.
been neat to see.
Gobu in chat about Gravity Falls. It actually was earliest on planned to be 3 seasons, I think, and then it was almost only 1 because Alex Hirsch was so burnt out about making a show. He was almost ready to end it, and I forgot who. He said someone like came up to him and said, "You can't end this show. I need to know what happens." So he did it just for them. That's why he only did 2 seasons, partly because he didn't want to do
Wow.
3. He was just
I
burned
feel like
out.
that show could have gone on for 3. Like when I think of it in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, it had 3 seasons. It's
Oh,
like
I
good
mean,
length.
I think there's kind of stuff in the show that shows there was room for more. Like specifically, like they start like an arc with like Pacifica, and then stop.
yeah, that yeah.
That was always the thing that stood out to me the most. Is they kind of like started an arc with her, and like, okay, no, mind, it's like 1 episode, bye.
Yeah.
Seep removes Uzaki-chan. Okay, that's one I pick. Actually, I'm gonna change my. I want to make. This isn't really a reboot. I'll make a spin-off of SpongeBob
Okay,
called Unagi-chan.
gonna kill you.
Here we go.
Someone said that to me, on like the replies of something I did. They said like Bubble. There should be an episode of SpongeBob where Bubble Bass obsesses over a new anime called Unagi-chan. And that really stuck with me.
God, isn't it so weird? Bill Bass like was not in anything for like 8 seasons. Like, okay, now he's the main character again.
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Bubble Bass is like part of like the main group now.
Yeah.
Well, like maybe not like
Oh well, not like main
Not like
group. He's like a
Squidward level, but he's like
Larry the Lobster tier at least.
yeah, he's like a
Yeah.
Larry the Lobster level.
Okay,
Sort of like,
okay,
you know,
okay.
Where
it's
the,
like-
like there'll be a Bubble Bass episode like every season.
It's like in a shonen anime where like they defeat like the enemy and they become their friend.
Are I guess
Yeah.
I guess the final thing to talk about before we end off. Gobu wants to know, are the new SpongeBob episodes actually good, or are they just kind of okay? And I have kind of complex thoughts about this because they have fun animation, but like I feel like it just kind of ends there. They have fun animation, but I don't think the character writing is there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think the
It's
reason
sort of like hit or miss.
I think the reason like the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob have like stood the test of time so hard is because the character writing is so like good in it. and I think the new ones they're better. They're better than they have been, but I still just don't think like the character writing is there. And I've heard from some people like Sponge in the Run feels very season 1 through 3 in character writing, so I'm interested to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Alright.
I haven't seen any SpongeBob episodes, so.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I think I'd still say I like it now more than like a lot of the middle stuff.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of like middle season, like season like 5 to 8. There's a lot of stuff there that was just boring,
Mhm.
and it's at least like interesting to look at now. And like, you know, sometimes I'll just watch an episode and be like, oh, that was kind of neat.
Honestly, if you want a modern SpongeBob product that feels the most like the first 3 seasons, I'd honestly say watch the musical.
Mm-hmm.
That
Musical's pretty good.
that feels like character-wise, like portrayal-wise, like the closest to like the first 3 seasons to me still. And I've heard from some people Sponge of the Run kinda is like that too. And from what I can gather from the trailer, Patrick in particular, in most of the Sponge of the Run trailers, feels very like early Patrick to me. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, he's like a very he's sort of like seems to be like a supportive like friend
Yeah,
of SpongeBob, who's sort of like, oh, come on, SpongeBob, we gotta go find Gary.
yeah. Most of the clips we've seen kind of feel like that. He's not the brightest, but he's definitely trying, which is kind of like the first few seasons were to me.
Yeah, so everyone be sure to get your VPNs ready.
With Nord Express VPN.
With Nord Express Surfshark VPPP.
All right. Does anyone have anything they want to say before we
No.
say goodbye?
I'm done.
It seems
Yeah.
not.
Turn my fan back on.
What about you and Sumo?
I mean, well, if anything, like I don't know if I brought this up, but like this is the first ever podcast I've ever been on.
Oh, congratulations!
It's pretty fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a fun time. I always worry about that when we get guests like, oh, are they gonna be miserable as we just talk about shit?
Mhm.
No, it was terrible. I couldn't do anything during the Paper Mario part. I'm out of here.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, I'm sorry to say something, but like we can't really get out. Like the doors are really pretty jammed.
What?
Yeah, the door's always been like door's been pretty jammed. We can't really get out. We don't know how the other guests got out, but like we can't really get out.
Wait, I got an idea. Hold on.
What? What is it?
I got this thing.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh,
no!
no,